Okay, we're back. Coach Manny, Nike running coach and physiotherapist. Video 1 was all about using your gluteal muscles. We talked a little bit about how the nervous system and muscles, they connect, and they have a connection which allows you to recruit more motor units. Now we're going to be working lower down our legs. We're starting from the hips and we are going down. A little thing for you to understand and to know. There's a paper and a study and a table we're going to use here by Dawn et al. This table, it tells us that as we run faster, we use more of our hip muscles and our hamstring muscles, okay? So if you're running faster, these videos are for you, and it tells us the speed in this table, okay? So above 7 meters per second, we definitely need to use our hip muscles. So what I want you to do is I want you to find a place in your house or in the hotel room or in a park, wherever you are. You need to find a place and you need a mat. That's it. And I'm going to show you some hamstring strengthening exercises. Okay, so now you've found your mat, you found the space to do these exercises. What I want you to think about is where your hamstrings are. Your hamstrings are on the back of your leg. Your hamstrings are made up of the medial muscle, so the muscle on the inside, it's called your semimembranosus, and you have your semitendinosus, you have your bicep femoris, and then we also have a muscle on the inside of our leg called our gracilis, and that's something that is important for us to think about, because as well as producing movement called extension and flexion of our knee, our hamstrings are really supported by the adductor muscles, the muscles of the inside, okay? So you have your gracilis and you have your adductor muscles, which are made up of your adductor brevis, magnus, and longus. So those are on the inside of your leg. These two areas work in collaboration, and that's what we need to think about, okay? What we're going to do now is we're going to get your hamstrings firing, working in collaboration with your nervous system and your brain. All these exercises you're doing with body weight, including the exercises we did at the beginning, in my last video, the glute video, they won't change your muscle fibers that much. They'll change the way your nervous system coordinates with your brain and your muscles. So please don't always think that strength is just linked to muscle fibers and bulk. Strength is also linked to coordination and those motor units. Remember that, motor units. So you want to have that bandwidth and be able to trigger the motor unit. In our first video, we looked at doing bridging, and we're going to do bridging again, but this time with an emphasis on the hamstrings. First of all, you don't need any equipment, right? Find your space. Have a lie on your back. Exactly the same as we did before, we need to think about that hip position. But this time, we're going to take our legs out further, okay? Similar to what we did in our first glute video, we did about 20 degrees of knee flexion, longer lever, and we're going to go up and bridge up, squeezing our hamstrings and our heels into the ground. Squeeze those heels down, hold this position, and you really should feel your hamstrings light up. If you did get cramp, that's very normal. It's very normal for you to get cramp. It's a hard exercise to do. So we're going to do that one more time. Have about 20-degree bend in your knees, toes up, and you're going to be lifting those hips up. Hold that position. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Really focus in on that. Nice. That's 2 repetitions done. This is a hard exercise, so we're only going to do 5 for now. And then we're going to add a pillow in between our knees so that we can work those adductor muscles, okay? So, first of all, let's do 3 more in this position. Try not to use your elbows in the ground. If you're finding it difficult, you can use your elbows, but for me, I think this is possible to just lift, bridge up, hold that position. Back down, 2 more, up. Back down. As I'm bridging up, I'm starting to extend my knees, so I'm going to just bring my feet back in a little bit more, and that means I'll work my hamstrings some more. Good. Last one. Good. And that's 5. Now, we're going to move on to single leg. The purpose of this video is really just challenge those hamstrings. So I've moved my foot slightly further in, that left foot and left leg. I'm going to lift my right leg off the ground and we're going to bridge up, back down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that was a long lever bridge. We used both legs there. Now we want to do this exercise again using both legs, not unilateral, and we're going to do it with something in between our knees because that's going to work those adductor muscles, the muscles on the inside of our legs. So just going to grab a pillow. There we go. You're going to put that pillow or a jumper, something in between your legs. Long lever again, nice 20-degree lever. Squeeze against the pillow and lift. 20-degree knee bend. And you have that lever pushing up, squeezing that pillow and back down. Same again. Down. Good. Keep going. Good. Look at that. So the more I'm doing this, the more I really feel one side is definitely working more than the other. I feel like my right side is working better than my left and it's working a little bit harder. So I'm going to squeeze through my left a little bit more and relax. There we go. That's long lever with adduction. That's really going to challenge your hamstrings. That is a really good way to develop that hamstring recruitment and really drive that hamstring position. Next level is, so put your pillow away now. Next level we're going to use a stool or a chair, or if you're in a park you want to use a tree or something, a friend maybe. And you want to have both your heels, again long lever, but this is an elevated hamstring long lever stretch. And you're lifting up and down, up, down. So this for me is becoming more and more relaxed. That's 4. I'm feeling like I'm really getting into the exercises. My muscles are really warming up. If you're fatiguing, you're cramping, just stop, have a break. 6, 7. So this is different to the way we did it before in the gluteal video. I'm using less of my flexion in my spine, I'm using less of my glutes, and it's pure hamstrings. So my spine is working a little bit more as I lift. So if you do feel your spine working, that's normal. 9 and 10. Woo! Hamstrings are lit up. Right, now we're going to do single leg. So I'm going to go for left side. I'm going to go for 5 repetitions on this side. Again, hamstrings can be really challenging. So doing 5 to 10 repetitions is enough. That's 2. This is hard work for me. That's 3. Good. Got 2 more. 4. Last one. Oof. 5. Let's try our right side. 1. Definitely feels easier for me. 2. 3, 4, 5. Boom! Hamstrings are on fire. That's a really easy way to contract those hamstrings, get them moving, okay? Really, really simple. Now, we need to challenge ourselves. We need to make this a little bit harder. So, we're going to use our hamstrings in something called concentric eccentric. So we want to get the hamstrings to move and slide. For this one, again, you're going to need something. So we're going to need a tea towel or a towel. on your wooden flooring, wherever you are. So I'm just going to grab a tea towel. Be back in 1 sec. Not staying well. Okay, so once you grab your tea towel, what you're going to do is you're going to need to find some space on your floor. Unfortunately, if you're in a park, you probably won't be able to do this one. But once you do find some space and you've got your tea towel, we're just looking to, I'm going to have to reconfigure this because I need to move the mat. So once you found your tea towel, you're going to need to reconfigure so you've got space, okay? So what I've done here is I've moved the mat this way. We don't need the stool anymore. Put your tea towel on the floor. This is a challenging exercise. So we're probably going to do 3 repetitions, have a break, 3 repetitions, have a break. All we're doing is we're going to look at sliding our heels, okay? So, in this position, come up. If you need to, put your elbows in the ground. If not, you can lift up, slide away, and slide back in. Try and keep your hips up as high as possible as you're sliding away and sliding back in. Slide away, slide back in. Woo! That was 3, and I have a break. It's all about doing as much as you feel physically possible to do. If you're too tired and that was too hard, please stop. If you feel like you could do more than 3 more, maybe on these 3 you do single leg. Single leg would really challenge you. So just to show you for context, single leg would be sliding away like so. I would not be able to bring myself back in. So we're going to go for double leg. I'm going to show you 3 more, sliding in and out. That's 2. Boom! That was lighting up your hamstrings. Video number 2. You have followed along. Do this before your runs. Do this on your speed days. Don't do this on your recovery days because it means that you're going to have to recover from this type of exercises. You don't need to train hard all the time. You need to have days where you're training really hard, your interval day, your long run, and days where you're training really easy and you're just recovering. That's the most important thing. Coach Manny, out. See you again. Peace.